Welcome to the Helicopter Bill YouTube channel. The reason for this video is to explain who I am, what this channel is about. Recently I've been uploading shorts taken with my meta glasses, and I'll get into that in a minute. And no real history. The YouTube channel has been around several years now, and I've been dealing with YouTube or playing with YouTube since the very early days when my kids were young and they were putting up videos of stop motion Legos and toys and whatnot. And then when I discovered that they were watching YouTube videos of teenagers sitting on a couch acting like fools and those people were making money, kind of surprised me. Well, I mean, YouTube makes money for a lot of people now. Some more than others, but that's not what this is about. My name's Bill, Helicopter Bill, and going forward, well, first off, going forward, I own a Zeniths 601 XL-B. Bought it 2 summers ago. Summer of 2026 will be 2 summers ago. Just have something fly. I got current. Mostly because I just wanted to get my drone license, and then after spending all that time and energy getting current, I wanted to fly airplanes more than I wanted to fly drones. I bought plans for a Sonerai 2S 4 or 5 years ago now, and life just keeps pushing that project back. And I'm tired of it pushing it back. I'm finishing up a kitchen remodel, and then I'm going to finish my airplane and get it flying again, hopefully in the next couple weeks. Really close on that one. All the circuits are hooked up, except the starting circuit, which is where the problem started, and the ignition circuit. And once those are all hooked up and everything riveted back together, should be ready to fly. So I'm really happy about that. But eventually I'll be building an airplane, and I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, too much detail. The actual build will probably be stop motion just for record purposes, for the FAA to see that it was built by me. And if I get into something that hasn't been covered by other channels, then I'll get in there. Kind of like what Vic Syracuse has been doing with his RB10 build. I'll get into something that hasn't been covered or I haven't seen on other channels. Most of the Sonerai builds here on YouTube have been pretty sparse when it comes to content. You get to see where they've got to at that point, and that's it. And I want to give a little bit more information out there. I don't know how many more people will be building Sonerais going forward, but it'll be available if they are. One of the things I spent a lot of time researching, because I just couldn't figure out in the plans, was how the ailerons interacted with the wings, since the wings are foldable. And it took a lot of digging and YouTube channels and build logs to find out how that works. And so when I get to that point, I'll probably get into more detail with it. But once I drill the first hole, it's going to be about building my airplane. I don't want it to be about putting content out there, because I've seen too many builds fail or falter because they're either too worried about putting out YouTube content, or they lose a passion. I watched an RB10 get built by a gentleman out in Georgia, and he lost a passion. And one of the reasons he claims he lost a passion was trying to create content for this. And I don't want to do that. I watched a Sonics build fall flat on its face because he probably shouldn't have been building an airplane, who knows, but he bought an airplane and didn't need to build one to fly. And I own an airplane and I still want to build one, so I think we're good there. And then I watched a guy in South Africa doing a Cozy 4 build, and that just kind of fell on his face. So I don't want to be one of those guys either. So my hope is, from the time I drill the first rivet until I take the first test flight, the build continues at a regular, steady pace. My goal is 2 years, maybe 3, but life happens, right? Aside from that, I got meta glasses from one of my sons for Christmas, and that was the inspiration to putting up the shorts that you've seen on this channel to the date. One of them I thought was going to be a short, but apparently if you record a helicopter flying, hovering, 75 yards away and zoom it in to make it distinguishable, it doesn't qualify as a short. It's actually a video. It's about a minute long. Not a very good video, but I'm going to leave it up just because it's cool. I love watching helicopters fly. I also love flying them. And that gets me to the name of the channel. Somebody commented on one of my shorts, must have been looking for helicopter content. Because of the name of the channel, he thought I was going to show him helicopter content. Well, I am a helicopter pilot. I'm not licensed, but I do, as of this date, January 2026, have more time in a helicopter than I do in an airplane. Of that time, 100 hours, wrong side, is in that thing. Love that aircraft, and the story about my military career is maybe a story for another day. But, that being said, if helicopter content becomes available, meaning I go out and I get my helicopter certificate, then we'll see helicopter content. I'm seriously considering pushing hard to get my instrument rating airplane and my commercial airplane, and then adding on the helicopter. The most difficult part about that is the R22 and the R44. You need 50 hours of instruction before you can be PIC, and that's just really a cost I'm not sure I want to take on. If I can find a school maybe with a, what was a TH55 in my world, a Schweizer 300, I think. Schweizer 280, I don't remember. Got a picture of it over there. But then we'll see helicopter content, and I really hope to make it happen. But we'll see. I'm not making any promises. So that's the reason for the helicopter bill. I do have lots of helicopter time, more than an airplane. So again, thanks for watching. And oh, one other thing, I'm looking at my notes. I'm not going to nag you about clicking and liking and subscribing. This channel is just about me putting observations out there, recording an airplane build, and having fun. So if you like what you're seeing, great. Comments, I'd love to see comments. Let me know how I'm doing. So that's all I got. Thanks for watching.